Hey guys, and welcome back. So, a lot of you guys have been requesting this, and we hear you. So, today's video is all about MP Judiciary Notification of 2017, that is the Madhya Pradesh Judicial Services Civil Judge Exam. On your screen, you can see the notification. The registration starts from 5th of August 2017 and goes up till 5th of September 2017. Up till 11:59 in the night. So today we are going to tell you everything you need to know about MP Judicial Services notification. A lot of you are not able to understand what it says or what subjects to do, so we will give you all of that. However, we do highly recommend, and in fact we insist, that you get the notification yourself and you go through it a couple of times. Make sure you read each and every line, because we will give you the main points, the important points that you need to know. But you have to go through each and every small detail and make sure that you're aware of everything that is there in this notification. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the notification. We will give you all the important things that you need to know. But again, read the full notification yourself. So this is for lower judiciary. As you can see that the details of this advertisement is available online. They've given it in the notification. You can check it over there. And in fact, they also say that you must read the directions. Next, they mention the fees, which is 1000 rupees for general category and 800 rupees for reserved categories. So just go through it and see whichever category you fall in. Now let's come to the meaty parts. Part A of the notification advertisement says that the number of seats for general category is 47, then it's 15, 19 and 13 respectively for the reserved categories. The next important thing in the notification is that it is for the entry level exam. It gives the essentials in terms of eligibility, the qualifications. So you have to be a citizen of India and you have to be minimum 21 years of age on 1st January 2018. But you have to be less than 35 years of age on 1st January 2018. So calculated from not today, but what will you be on 1st January 2018? You have to be over 21 years but less than 35 years of age on 1st January 2018. And they say that it has to be people who are born before 1st January 1997 and after 31st December 1982. So depends on your date of birth, just check that. There also are certain relaxations in age, so if you meet the criteria, check that. But we want to give you all the meaty parts, like what you have to study, what are the subjects, what are the marks. So we will get to that, all these parts, whether you meet the qualifications, whether there is any relaxation, all of these parts you can go through yourself. There are also certain disqualification things that they've given, go through those as well. Now let's come to the important part. The application has to be filled online. You can get the directions on the websites which are given on the page, which is mponline.government.in and MPHC, which is the MP High Court website, .gov.in. Now the important parts. Website we've already discussed. In addition to that, on the website you will also have to upload your colored photo with your signature. So when you go to that page, you will get a link. You have to click on the link. You have to download the form. You have to put on your picture, sign on it, and then re-upload it in picture format, which is the JPG, or also known as the JPEG format. After that, you have to submit and proceed to payment. You can pay through debit card, credit card or internet banking. They've also given options if you don't have a credit card, debit card or internet banking. So that's also an option that's given in the advertisement. And if you have any issues, they've also given an email address who you can ask. If you have any questions about the MP judiciary notification, feel free to send emails to this email address because it's there in the notification. Now let's come to the important parts, which is what to study, how the PT is going to be, and where it's going to be, and everything else. So they're saying that the exam will be in 3 stages: an online Prarambhik Pariksha, Mukhya Pariksha, evam Sakshatkar, which means that the PT exam is going to be an online exam, mains and interview. The PT is going to be for 150 marks, and that's going to be a screening exam. So the exam's going to be on 8/10/2017. That is 8th October. And it might be in 1 shift or 2 depending on how many students are registered. And of course there'll be different centers, which will be most probability in the district courts of the various places. Your admit card will be available online, which you can take a printout by putting in your application number and your date of birth. So make sure that you save your application number somewhere safely, because you will have to use this application number to get your admit card. Now, the most common question, the one question that everybody wants to know, that what are the subjects that are going to be covered in the PT. So over here they've given clearly what are the subjects that are going to be there in the PT and also the marks for it. So the first one is Constitution or Bharat Ka Samvidhan, and the total marks for the PT is going to be 150. And the good thing about MP is that they've categorically given which subject has what weightage, or how many marks is assigned to which subject. So you can see which are the meaty subjects and which are the subjects that will really make a difference. If you do these subjects well, 90% of your paper is through. So you can see that GK, computer and English, all these 3 have pretty good number of marks. So it's 20, 10, 10. So that's 40 marks out of 150 marks straight away. If you prepare for these subjects well, then even if there are a couple of law questions that you don't know the answer to, it will balance those questions out. And these are comparatively easier to prepare for. So make sure that you do GK, English and computer well, so you get 40 marks there straight up. And these are all, either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. These are like maths questions. All of these questions are objective. But sometimes in application-based law questions, you have to apply more mind, as opposed to GK, in which it's like, you know the Prime Minister or you don't know the first Prime Minister of India. So GK, English and computer is a good way to balance out the difficult questions. Now you can see that also Constitution of India has a good amount of weightage, which is 10 marks. Then Civil Procedure Code, which is Civil Prakriya Sanhita, also has good amount of marks, which is 15. And also a lot of marks is given to Evidence, IPC and CRPC, which is 15, 15, 15. So these are the biggest, meatiest subjects. You do Constitution, CPC, CRPC, IPC, Evidence, GK, English and computer, and then you have the majority of the paper. So make sure that you prepare very well for these subjects, because these are the ones that are given the highest number of marks. After that comes the smaller subjects, and you should prepare for each and every subject well, including the small subjects. Small subjects is TPA, which has 7 marks, which is also known as Sampati Antaran Adhiniyam. Then Indian Contract Act, which is Bharatiya Samvida Adhiniyam, has 8 marks. Then we have the Specific Relief Act, 6 marks, Limitation Act, 4 marks, and then 5 marks each to Madhya Pradesh Local Acts, which is the Accommodation Act and the Land Revenue Act. And then there's also Negotiable Instruments, which has 5 marks. So that's the weightage and the different subjects you have to prepare for PT. The total is going to be 150 marks. You will have the option to solve the paper in any order of your preference, and you can come back to a question later on. So they're saying that you can go back to the previous page, but I will highly recommend that you be careful, because it's a computer based exam. They will give you a computer and you will have to mark the answers on the computer. So don't think that, so make sure that when you mark the answers, you're sure about them, because you never know in a computer whether you will have the option to go back or you won't have the option. If something goes bad and you can't go back to the previous page, you've lost your answers. So try and solve each and every question while you're going at it, and be careful because you might not get the opportunity to change it very easily. Also, they've categorically given that there is not going to be any negative marking in this paper. This is very important. In this case, it is important for you to try and solve as many questions as possible, because what's the worst thing that will happen? You get a question wrong, but even if you get it right by chance, then you get the marks. Because there is no negative marking, you should try and solve the full paper. Make sure you do time management, because you have 2 hours, 150 questions, and make sure that you solve as many questions as possible, because there is no negative marking. It is given in bold. इस परीक्षा में कोई negative marking system नहीं रहेगा. Also, they're saying that they will hold mock tests after the submission of the application forms. So the final date for application forms, after that they will hold a mock test. We highly recommend that you take these mock tests, so you will understand the system and you will also understand how the paper is going to be. And in addition to that, you will have to take a photo identity card for some sort of biometric registration. And they're saying it has to be a photo identity card. We highly recommend that you take not one but 2 photo ID cards, just to be very safe, so nothing goes bad. You go all the way to the center and then your photo ID card does not work or they don't accept it. You don't want to prepare for so long and then have these smaller things derail you. So take 2 photo ID cards with you. On the computer, when you go for the PT, you will have to put in your application number and date of birth again. And in the next line, they've given सेव करने के बाद उत्तर में सुधार या परिवर्तन नहीं होगा. So once you save it, you won't be able to change it. So keep this in mind. When you go to the computer, you'll have to figure this out when you go there. How you can change the pages, can you change the previous answers or not, whether you can save the page, and once you save it, then where the option is given to save the page, because once you save the page, they're saying you can't go back and change it. So be careful. After that, they're saying that they'll put up the model answers and you'll have 7 days to object to it. They've given the authority who you have to write to if you have any objections or suggestions. And in the PT exam, 10 times the number of seats will be passed after the PT exam. So for example, in general category, there are 47 seats, so 47 multiplied by 10, they'll call 470 people for the mains from general category. But you have to get minimum 90 marks in the general category and 82 in the reserved category. Now they've also given very clearly that you have to be there at your center 1 hour 30 minutes before the exam, because biometric registration will be done there, and if you don't reach there in time, then you will be disqualified. You will not be allowed to take the exam. So make sure that you go a day in advance, see where your center is so you don't get lost on that day. Reach there 1.5 hours before the exam. They've also given the unfair means, that if anybody is caught with using any of the unfair means, then their paper will be disqualified. So you can go through the unfair means like using a computer, mobile, or cheating, etc. Now let's come to the mains. The mains is going to be for 400 marks. You will have only a couple of months after the PT exam for the mains, so make sure that your entire syllabus is done. You don't think that after the PT I will start preparing for mains. Again, they're saying that the admit card is going to be on the website. The date of the mains will be announced later on. And this is the syllabus for the mains. There are going to be 4 papers, 3 hours each. On the first day there will be 2 papers, and on the second day also there will be 2 papers. The first paper is going to have Constitution of India, CPC, TPA, Indian Contract Act, Specific Relief Act, and Limitation Act. And the paper is for 100 marks. By TPA, I'm clarifying, I mean Transfer of Property Act. So these are the subjects in the first paper, and this paper is for 100 marks. Then paper 2 is also for 100 marks. This is interesting to note that all those law subjects were 100 marks, and now this is also going to be for 100 marks. There is going to be a 30 marks essay on a social issue, a 20 marks essay on a legal issue. There's going to be a précis or a summarization question in which they will give you a long paragraph or a long page and then you have to summarize it. That is going to be 20 marks. If you don't know how to do précis writing or summary writing or summarization, we recently did a video on it, so make sure you check that out. I will link it on your screen in the top right corner. After that, there are also going to be translation questions, English to Hindi and Hindi to English. We have a lot of videos on translation. We have a live video on translation. Make sure you see that so you understand how to do it during the exam so you don't make any mistakes. So all of these things are 100 marks. English, Hindi, essays and précis. This is a great way for you to balance your marks out or to get a little bit of leverage. Because all the law subjects in the first paper you saw with all the judgments and law interpretation is 100 marks, and this paper with Hindi, English, essays and précis is 100 marks. So make sure you do this paper well. So if any of the law papers don't go as well, your total marks in the mains don't get affected. If your total marks in the mains are high, then mains rank will be according to that. So this is a good way to get a little bit of leverage. So make sure that you do this paper very well. Then paper 3 is also 100 marks. It has MP, Accommodation Control Act, local laws, and it also has MP, Land Revenue Act. Apart from that, there is Indian Evidence Act, IPC, CRPC and Negotiable Instruments Act. And then the fourth paper is a judgment writing paper. This is also 100 marks, another great way for you to get a little bit of leverage. If you don't know how to write judgments, I'll just come back to that in a second, but let's just see what is there in the paper. There is going to be either a judgment or order for civil law, and there's also going to be either a judgment or an order for criminal law. In addition to that, there is also going to be charge framing question and then settlement of issues question. If you don't know the formats for judgment writing, order writing or charge framing, we have a separate video which is a detailed 40-minute video telling you formats for judgment writing, order writing, charge framing, theoretical answer writing, for civil judgments, for criminal judgments. It's a very long detailed video and it has charge framing, order writing and judgment writing for both civil and criminal answers to write in the mains. That's a part of our foundation course. There are also other videos in the foundation course on mains. If you have that, there is mains which books to study from. It also has mains 20 important strategies for mains that most people don't know. It also has a video on essay writing, which is very helpful because you saw in the second paper there are 2 essays for 50 marks. In addition to that, there's also a PT video and interview video in the foundation course. So if you don't know how to write these judgments or orders or charge framing, then those 3 are covered in the answer writing video in the foundation course. They're saying further that for the summarization question, the précis writing, they will give you either a plaint or a written statement or charge sheet or complaint, and then you will have to summarize it. We've done a video which is absolutely free. Go ahead, watch it on précis writing. And they're saying that उपयुक्त समस्त प्रश्न पत्र हिंदी तथा अंग्रेजी दोनों ही भाषाओं में होंगे. So someone even asked this in the comments, and they're saying that it's going to be both in Hindi and English. Further, they've asked you to make sure that your answers are clean and your answer sheets are clean and everything is legible. And if your handwriting is not legible, then they're saying that your paper will not be checked. So make sure that you write clean and legible in the mains exam. Also, they've categorically told you not to put your name or application number anywhere apart from where they ask you to. So don't put it anywhere in the answer sheet unless they've marked clear cut blank. Put your name here. Put your application number here. Over there, you put the roll number or name wherever they ask you to. Don't put it anywhere else apart from it. Furthermore, they're saying that in mains, it is minimum 45% marks that you have to get for general category and the other backward caste category, 40% for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe categories. So it's see whichever one you fit into, and you have to get minimum 45% marks. And this is for all the 4 papers combined total, because it says मुख्य परीक्षा में सभी 4 प्रश्न पत्रों को मिलाकर न्यूनतम 45% मार्क्स होने चाहिए, अनिवार्य हैं. So it's all the 4 papers, 45% marks and 40% marks respectively. And they're saying that they'll call 3 times the number of seats in the after the mains exam. After that, they talk about the interview, and that's going to be the final stage. It's going to be for 50 marks. We have a video in the foundation course on interview on how you can make sure that you go through the interview as smoothly as possible and everything you need to know about the interview. Further, in the last part, they've told you not to use any unfair means, not to write your name or number anywhere where they don't ask you to. And rest is just general instructions. So you can go through the entire notification, go through it with a fine comb, make sure you read each and every line. But all the important meaty parts we've given you today. However, it is your responsibility to read through each and every line of the notification. We hope this helps, and if you have any more requests, if you want us to do more MP judiciary videos or you want us to do certain videos, make sure you leave it in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified of new videos. All the best. We'll see you soon.